Hello, Astro fam. It's Shelley, your astrologer, and I'm here with Astro Heart Wellness News for November 8th through the 14th, 2021. Now, I don't know if this is going to be a long episode or a short one because the news is really simple. It's a Saturn Mars story this week. Okay, what that means is that we have a lot of planets answering to Saturn and a lot of them answering to Mars in various and different ways. Now remember, this is Scorpio, Mars ruled, and then we have Capricorn and Aquarius, Saturn ruled. Saturn is the planet of structures. It's that thing that is the reminder that we live in physical bodies. In fact, back when astrologers were only using their eyes and not telescopes, Saturn was the furthest out planet from the Earth that we knew about, that they knew about, because it was the furthest out planet that they could see. And therefore, Saturn became defining as boundaries. So it's kind of like, this is as far as we can go. This is the container. This is what holds us in. This is the god of structures. And it is later that we discovered the transpersonal planets that expanded astrology out into different meanings. And so Saturn has really become that planet of us being in our physical bodies on the earth, which means all those things that you have to do. You have to work or get money or, find someone else to do it for you. But that is also dependent on how Saturn is placed for you. So this relationship that we have to our jobs, but more than that, to life, to the actions of physically living, really has a lot to do with Saturn. With Saturn, as it is now square Uranus, that whole story of building structures for the collective good and how does an individual fit into that really comes through. Saturn takes us sometimes away from the party, away from the fun, away from the joy, so that we can postpone that joy for bigger joy later. It can be a very depressive aspect for some people, and sometimes it can make us feel worthless. It can make us feel like we don't deserve things. When Saturn is feeling good, it helps us to build that self-esteem and that worth by proving to ourselves that we are worthy and that we can do things because we are able to. So working with Saturn means getting into that work and showing yourself that you can, that you are able. And Mars, conversely, while Saturn is the planet of slowly moving and building things, Mars is the planet of do it, get it done, motivation, action. Mars can be very, very helpful because it can fire us up to get things done. It can also sort of make us agitated because we're like, I got to do this now. I'm doing it. And Saturn can remind us to slow down. Mars and Saturn are both very useful planets. Mars is more linked to the personal ego, to the individual, and that drive to manifest and get things done for yourself. And it's very needed. We all need to have something to push us to move. And Saturn, conversely, especially in the sign of Aquarius, is telling us, but wait, maybe I'm not so important. Maybe it's the bigger picture that's more important. Maybe everyone else is more important than me. And these two things have to be weighed together. We have to find a way of mixing them so that we have action and we're going after something that is for the collective and also for ourselves, so that we can see other people, we can see the greater society, but we can also get our own needs met. So when we're in Scorpio times, with the sun in Scorpio and Mars in Scorpio and also Mercury in Scorpio, we have a lot of Mars influence. And that means that drive to get things done is stronger. And when it's in Scorpio, it means that there's some secretiveness to it, some calculation, some sleuthing, and some behind the scenes work. Saturn wants us to take our time. Mars wants us to do it now. So this can be very synergistic or it can be very disruptive. And with Uranus added to the mix, disrupting things, we have to figure out how to build our structures and to learn from that and to be adaptable within them. So don't build the planks in such a way that they're so fixed that they can't move a little, because you yourself are going to find that what you're creating is going to morph and change. But you don't want to have it be so nebulous that you don't create it. And this right now is a time to get to work on what you want to create. Venus in Capricorn, man, that is the value. Venus's values and the values that you have, that you're feeling, take those to heart. What really matters? What is it that you want to give energy to? And this can be so many things. It can be your job. It could be your dog. It could be learning how to cook something. But whatever it is, this is going to be long term. And if you don't make the decisions about it, they kind of get made just by what you're giving energy to. So as we look at this intense energy that can be building between all of these planets on the fixed cross, that Scorpio and Aquarius energy with a little Taurus mixed in there, I'm going to look at the movement of the moon because that tells us a lot about our day to day. So we start off the week with Moon in Capricorn, which is a Saturn ruled sign. That moon is going to be very close to Venus in Capricorn, highlighting Venus in Capricorn. And we're at the beginning of the Venus in Capricorn story that we're having right now. Remember, it's going to move forward, retrograde, forward again. And so we get to have Venus in Capricorn until March. So it's something that we need to get used to and figure out. But at the same time, what's cool about that really long transit is we have more time to figure it out. So right now, while we're still at the beginning stages, pay attention. With any planet, when it moves forward and then retrogrades, it might bring up what came up now when it goes back to those same degrees again, when it retrogrades and then when it goes back into forward motion. Take note of what comes up for you. What are you valuing? What are you questioning the value of? What's changing? And you don't have to have all the answers, but begin to think about what you want to weed out and what you want to dig in and give some work to. What you want to manifest. Where you want to manifest it. That Venus in Capricorn is going to help you out when you're serious about something. And you might find it causing you a little bit of problems when you're not serious about something. But what it's doing there is it's just asking you, is this something I really want? After the moon goes to Venus, it will then go on to Pluto, which can create some intensity, and there might be some power struggles or some demonstrations of power. this is a really good time to go into yourself and do some kind of journey work. This is a really good time to find your power, to center on your power. And with Scorpio Sun and those other planets in Scorpio reminding us that there's something deep inside us that we don't know about, something that we can have a deeper relationship with. This is an excellent thing to do when the moon is conjunct Pluto. Conjunct means it's in the same degree as Pluto or very near to it. So as the moon moves along, it's making that conjunction. After that, the moon will be in Aquarius. And it's going to be, guess what? Conjunct Saturn. Saturn in Aquarius, that Saturn that's all about the group and the group structures and building something for the future. It's going to highlight that and how as individuals we play into that. So use that energy to acknowledge that there are other people, we are in a society, we are in a world, we are in a universe, and you're not the only player. But yet, how can you as an individual give to that? This can feel a little restricting sometimes, and it, depending on where Aquarius is in your chart, it might be highlighting some depression or self-worth issues. When the moon is in Capricorn, we also have Saturn and Mars in an exact square, in the exact same degree. That means it's more intense. So if you remember, a square is this kind of energy where we're not seeing things in the same way. And with Aquarius and Scorpio, we're both fixed signs and we don't want to budge. So that Mars and Saturn are like, Mars is like, I want to go. Saturn's like, well, no, you don't. Mercury will also be in the exact same degree as Mars. So look out for pointed communication that is direct yet under the table direct and can be destructive or can be very, very efficient and to the point. Uranus is opposite this Mercury-Mars combination, can cause some explosive conversation, some explosive words coming out of somewhere. So just expect that, and if you have something to say, take a deep breath and then say it if it's something that needs to be said, because this energy could actually help you put your message forward. Just be mindful of its intensity and know that it's going to come with a punch. Then finally, on November 12th, the moon will move into Pisces. And honestly, this is a super good time to cocoon. It's not the only thing you could do then, but given all this fixed energy and this energy of building things and figuring things out and working really hard that's kind of in the atmosphere, and not to mention probably happening around us, you might be seeing global things happening that can be a little intense. Just use that Pisces moon that is very emotional, very feeling, and very in tune to rest a little and to give yourself a break. Pisces likes to seep into things, so, and by seep in, I mean permeate whatever it's around. So fill your space with things that give you joy and express yourself in ways that you don't put boundaries on them. Don't make yourself do things. Do something that feels good. And the more people you have around you that potentially are unpredictable or that you don't know very well, the more chances you're going to have for some emotional grief or some emotional misunderstandings or tension. Now, if you have to be in this kind of situation, it's not bad. It's just a time to be aware that we are all under a lot of pressure. And when the moon is in Pisces, we can either feel more connected or we can feel further torn apart because we're not vibing. So with the moon in Pisces, we also have another planet in Pisces, which is Neptune. So this is another reason to stick to yourself and be dreamy and really go into that inner world and explore something greater than yourself that doesn't have any sort of defined prepositions, that doesn't have any defined presuppositions about it. And the stereotypical things would be art, music, spirituality, but it can really be anything. We don't have to define it. The reason that art, music, spirituality are typical ones that we offer up is because these in and of themselves normally don't have as many boundaries to them as some other things. On November 14th, the moon will move into Aries, which is another Mars-ruled sign, along with Scorpio, but very different from Scorpio in a lot of ways. Aries is fire. It's adding some fire to this story where we have a lot of earth and water. So use that as inspiration, as creative energy, as that spark of impulse, and see if you can take that Aries energy and that Capricorn energy, by which I mean that Venus and Capricorn, that where we're placing our values on working hard, on tradition, on figuring out things long term, and let that Aries moon give you little doses of inspiration, reminding you that you are creative, and that Capricorn and Aries can work together to initiate what it is that you want to see in your future. As you do all of this, use the Scorpio to go deep within yourself, use all that Saturn energy to ground, and know that no matter how disrupted you feel, you can build your home inside of you. It's already there. Wherever you go, you yourself are your home. And so carry that with you. And at the same time, look out deeply and look within deeply. Reach for the stars and go where you gotta go. Take care of yourself.